Hello guys, here with a new video for the channel. I hope you like it, and if you like it, don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now without further ado, get comfortable. Let's begin. In Universe 7, the mighty god Beerus was very thoughtful, just like he was too bored. Hey Whis, isn't there something interesting to do? I'm sick of all this boredom. I want to fight something or do something interesting. My lord, unfortunately, there's nothing that can be done. Although, if you wish, I can train you so that you're able to overcome more and more of your limits. Oh, damn, I'm already the most powerful god in all the universes. It's no use to make me much stronger if no one's able to stand up to me. While both were talking, a powerful explosion throughout Universe 7 would make the planet of Beerus rumble. So powerful that the explosion bin that, on this occasion, even caused the powerful planet of the god Beerus to be destroyed in some parts, which even left him surprised. Hey Whis, take me immediately to where that powerful explosion originated. The level of destruction must be of amazing scales to be able to cause even my planet to be destroyed in some parts. Both deities, at a great speed, had headed towards where the explosion had occurred. So when they arrived, they were surprised to notice how an extremely muscular being, just like his Saiyan tail, moved all over the place. That's right, the warrior belonged to one of the most powerful races. However, he'd been able to take his power to a level beyond an ordinary Saiyan. Beerus, when he arrived at the place, he was surprised to notice the powerful warrior between the explosion. Who are you? You don't possess the divine energy, but your mortal energy is incredible. So much so do you have to be able to cause all this mess. I am the most powerful Saiyan of this whole place, and if you're able to stand in front of me, you must be able to possess incredible power. So I hope you're prepared. Beerus, without being able to observe anything, had been sent to fly at an incredible speed. So much so that he had the power that Beerus was impacting with the planet, had completely destroyed it. So Beerus would immediately recover, increasing a large part of his power, with which he would begin to walk towards Emoshi. I'm the god of destruction, and I'm not just any god, the most powerful god among the 12 gods. It seems amazing to me that you, a mere mortal's been able to beat me. Beerus would throw a powerful blow against Yamoshi, but to the surprise of both deities, Yamoshi was able to stop Beerus' blow with only one of his hands without the slightest effort. I've never heard of the existence of gods, but if that's what you said's real, I want to fight with all the gods. But if they're like you, they're too weak. Beerus, annoyed, would throw a big kick in Yamoshi's face, but to his surprise, Yamoshi at an amazing speed was able to move, taking him by the head, destroying planets and stars that were all over the place. That's right, Yamoshi had caused a great destruction with Beerus' body, so he would throw him towards another planet with a grate. Are you really a god of destruction? It doesn't seem to me that you're able to be an insect anymore, since not even an insect is as weak as you are. Beerus, with multiple wounds all over his body, would get to his feet, but large amounts of blood were spreading all over the place. Damn, my body's not able to withstand his punches. I can't believe the power his fist possesses. Yamoshi would begin to approach Beerus, which on this occasion, with all the pain of his body, would expel 100% of all his power. However, the cost to pay was incredible, because every one of his bones were destroyed. Beerus had thrown himself against Yamoshi, which began to exchange thousands of blows all over the place. That's right, Beerus, using 100% of all his power, hadn't been able to overcome it, only equalize it, which left him very surprised. This is amazing! I did not understand that the power of a Saiyan is able to reach such levels. He's even able to measure himself on equal footing with the most powerful god. The battle of both warriors would not last more than 1 hour, because on this occasion Beerus was suffering the effects of using 100% of all his power. So while exchanging blows, he would say, Damn, this happened to me because I'm not using 100% of all my power. For that reason, my body's not able to assimilate it completely, although I never had to use all my power. Beerus, being a little distracted, was surprised by a big blow to the stomach, and without being able to recover, Yamoshi, from a double blow, was able to send him to the ground. creating great chaos all over the place. So he had raised too much dust, but when all the fuss he had caused dissipated, it was possible to observe Beerus was in combat. Yamoshi, from the surface of the entire planet, would begin to carry a powerful sphere of energy in one of his hands. So, at the time of throwing it, he had planned to end the life of Beerus, but with a quick movement, he was able to deflect that powerful attack. I cannot allow you to end the life of my god of destruction, so in this case, I'll have to fight you. Whis threw himself against Yamoshi, but as surprising as it may seem, Yamoshi was able to dodge Whis' blow, so at the moment, both exchanged glances. I'm able to realize that you have much greater power than a god, but it is not time to finish with you. I will return, and when I return, I will finish with everything existing. Yamoshi of his own body was able to cause a huge explosion all over the place, disappearing on the spot, which left Whis surprised. However, he would quickly take his god of destruction heading towards his planet, in which he would begin to heal each of his wounds, but he had not been able to wake up. Well, apparently the wounds that warrior had caused him are serious wounds, because even though he had healed him, he wasn't able to wake up. Whis, at the end of healing each of his wounds, he'd noticed with a little of Beerus' blood would come out of each one of his wounds. So with his staff, he was able to get those drops of blood to stay fresh. I have an idea. So that Mr. Beerus doesn't get bored and that he is also much more active, Mr. Beerus will be a father. This was how Whis would start looking for some survivor of the Saiyan race. However, he had not had any success, since apparently Yamoshi had finished with the entire Saiyan race, so thousands of years had passed. Even Yamoshi, had not given signs of life, so Whis, with his staff, would again start looking for survivors of the Saiyan race. Succeeding, however, these Saiyans were much weaker than the original race of the Supreme Saiyans. Apparently, the first Saiyans were more powerful and bloodthirsty. That's okay, because with the power of a god and the power of the Saiyan warrior race, I'm sure an extremely powerful warrior will be born. Whis, with his great speed, would go to the planet Vegeta, current planet of the Saiyan warriors. So, when he arrived, he would observe a beautiful woman who didn't possess warrior skills. However, a special blood ran through her entire body. Apparently, this warrior has a little bit of blood from the ancient Yamoshi. She, along with the blood of the Lord Beerus, will be born a very powerful warrior. Whis would quickly get closer, so without Gine noticing, he was able to inject Beerus' blood into the son Gine was carrying inside. That's all. Even if Mr. Beerus and Gine had not had contact in the slightest, the child that will be born from this crossing will be amazing. Whis would return to his planet. Since that event, a few months would pass, in which Kakarot, the son of Bardock, had been born, with practically zero power. However, that power was perceived by the angel Whis, because Kakarot didn't possess the power of mortals. Kakarot was able to be born with the power of a god of destruction. So he's finally been born. The power he was born with is amazing. I can't believe the power a simple child has been born with. Whis would continue to observe everything thanks to his staff. However, Whis would realize as the evil Emperor Frieza began to gather the entire army of the Saiyans with the intention of ending the entire warrior race. So Bardock had been able to send Kakarot to planet Earth, planet in which those were with no powerful warriors.
Son, I hope that in the future you'll be able to take revenge on us. In the meantime, be happy and become a powerful warrior. I trust you, Kakarot.
Bardock, with his great Saiyan determination, would begin to channel an incredible attack, with which he would try to face Frieza's super attack. However, it would be useless to him, since Frieza's powerful attack was able to finish off everything around him, including most of the Saiyan warriors. The character possessed by that warrior was incredible, but in that case, I don't think Kakarot will come to Earth. He will be trained by me personally. Whis, with his great speed, was able to intercept the little Saiyan ship, so he was able to observe him. Hehe, although you don't look anything like Mr. Beerus, since I try not to get your mother in trouble, Gine, the power of Beerus runs through every one of your veins, and I'm sure that in the not-too-distant future, you will be able to annihilate Frieza. Whis would quickly return to his planet with the little boy, so at the time of arrival, Whis would begin to teach him everything. That's right, Whis began to raise the child. While Beerus was still asleep after the great battle against the legendary Yamoshi, it had already been about 5 years since Kakarot's arrival. But the power that Kakarot possessed was not the power that a 5-year-old warrior should possess, since Kakarot, on this occasion, had already been able to access even the Super Saiyan God, and the mixing such a state with the destructive energy of a god of destruction, his power was increasing in surprising scales. Wow, I'm surprised by the power you possess, Kakarot, but now it's time to rest because for your power to grow, rest is also very important.
As you say, Whis, I'll take a break. Then I'll be able to increase my power more. I already want to face Lord Beerus.
It's not time yet, Kakarot, believe it or not. Lord Beerus is considered the most powerful god of all the 12 universes.
For that very reason, I want to become much more powerful, to be able to defeat him, and I know that I'll be able to achieve it.
Meanwhile, in a very distant planet, the god of destruction, the prince of the Saiyans, the mighty Vegeta, had also been able to carry out a powerful training, since he would not allow Frieza to have destroyed his planet. So the prince of the warriors, being a prodigy warrior, was able to access the Super Saiyan.
With this warrior, I'm sure I'll make Frieza's useless one tremble. He won't be able to do anything against me. But I have to completely master this power since I can tell that the energy drain is incredible.
Saiyan Prince would continue with his great training, which on this occasion was simply to be able to not waste so much energy in his Super Saiyan state. However, the power of Vegeta, despite being a prodigy, wasn't able to compare with the power of Kakarot, which had been able to be born with the power of a god of destruction. Returning to the planet of Beerus, one night Kakarot had gotten up to the bathroom in which, at the moment, he would observe all the stars around Kakarot. However, for the first time, observed the full moon. So a new latent power inside Kakarot had awakened, because instantly, Kakarot's power would begin to grow in an incredible way. While he completely lost his reason, just as his body began to grow, taking the form of Ozaru, beginning to destroy everything in his path, which this time would attract the attention of Beerus, the god of destruction, who would wake up very upset, since they had not let him sleep.
I don't care who you are, I'll end your miserable life. You're on my planet, and I'm the god of destruction.
Beerus, with the powerful scream, was able to push back that gigantic Ozaru, which was a few centimeters from Beerus.
I don't know what happened to Whis. Apparently he's not on the planet. Maybe the High Priest has asked for his presence, but I'm able to take care of this useless.
But Beerus was a little surprised to realize how that monkey will release a power very similar to his in his state of god of destruction. On the planet of the powerful god Beerus, great rumblings were felt all over the place, while the great Ozaru's fur turned a purple color, implying that he possessed the power of destruction all over his body. Beerus, without caring about the kinship he had with his power, had thrown himself against him, being able to give a few blows all over that body of the great beast. However, to Beerus' surprise, his fists were bleeding due to the incredible hardness of the Ozaru.
What the hell's going on? How's it possible that this beast has such hard skin? Even my fists are shattered.
Beerus, at the moment, with his great reaction speed, was able to dodge a great attack from the Ozaru. However, with his great tail, he was able to hit it, sending it to a very distant part of the planet, creating a great destruction all around. But with a great sound, the true power of Beerus would become present, with which a great aura would grow all over the planet.
I must accept that you're a very powerful warrior, but you'll not be able to defeat me, since you're a damn beast.
Beerus, as a great flash, would begin to deal in millions of blows, and as Ozaru had a large size, his speed was limited, so instantly Beerus would begin to take the advantage, although all the bones of his arms would be completely destroyed because the power of Kakarot was able to emanate the essence of destruction even in the air. With which he'd been able to do that, the powerful god Beerus was affected, since all the air he breathed were like thousands of blades destroying his interior.
Damn, I don't know how this damn beast came from, but I have to be able to finish it off in the next attack, since its destructive energy is much more aggressive than mine.
Beerus would rise to the top of the planet, so he would begin to charge thousands of attacks, with which he intended to end the life of that beast, since the power condensed in each sphere of energy would destroy a galaxy. So destroying a single being shouldn't be complicated.
Miserable beast dies! Atomic Devastator!
all the energy spheres would be thrown against Kakarot, which seemed to be his inevitable end. However, with a powerful roar, he was able to destroy each of the energy spheres, and likewise cause great damage to Beerus, who this time would fall to the ground with multiple injuries.
Damn it. How was he able to destroy all my energy spheres? Apparently I'll have to use the power beyond a god once more.
Beerus, with multiple bruises all over his body, as well as large amounts of blood were spreading all over his body, would stand up. So instantly, an incredible power would make the whole universe tremble. So much so that the power of the most powerful god on that occasion, Whis, was able to feel the essence of his god, both by having a special connection, since each god and angel had a unique connection, being able to feel when their god releases the power beyond what they can bear.
No, apparently a new enemy has appeared. I doubt it's Emoshi, but I'll have to get back quickly.
What's going on, Whis? Your countenance is completely changed. I'm sorry, Daishinkan-sama, but I have to go back to Mr. Beerus.
I understand, Whis, but everything that happens is under control. You come back as we come up with a plan for the tournament between multiverse.
So it'll be, Father. With your permission, I retire. Whis, at a great speed, would begin to move throughout outer space. Returning to the planet of Beerus, the power and pressure that his body released was incredible. So much so that this time, even the powerful beast would begin to take a few steps back, since having no reason, he was only guided by his instincts, which on this occasion warned him that being in front of him, since the power of Beerus had changed completely, with which, on this occasion, the energy emanating from his body was capable of even disintegrating a god that was with 100-kilometer range.
I'm surprised you're still living, since the power of capable is being able to wipe out a god with my simple essence, and this power has only been able to withstand it. Damn you, Mosin.
Beerus had moved with such overwhelming speed, being able to connect a great blow in the stomach of that great beast, being able to cause an amazing damage. But the cost of that powerful blow had been to lose his entire right arm. However, Beerus, with an arm of destructive energy, was able to make him fall to the ground, so the moment he fell, he would create a disaster all over the planet. Beerus would immediately begin to approach that great beast.
I can tell that your desire to fight and destroy everything are over, so at this moment, I'll end your existence.
Beerus, at the moment, had been able to throw a large sphere of destructive energy, but being inches away from ending Kakarot's life, Whis was able to stop such an attack, prostrating himself in front of that beast, preventing its death.
But Whis, what are you doing? This beast invaded our planet.
Whis would approach the Ozaru, and with the help of his staff, he was able to make Kakarot return to normal, which left Beerus very surprised.
Hey Whis, you want to explain to me what's happening? Because I don't understand.
Mr. Beerus, as surprising it may seem, this Saiyan is your son. For the reason, he possesses the energy of destruction, but I was able to combine the two most powerful genetics of the 12 universes.
Don't tell me that's what I'm thinking, Whis. Maybe you've combined my god genetics with the genetics of a Saiyan.
That's right, Mr. Beerus. I've combined your genetics with the warrior genetics of the Saiyans. For the same reason that Yamoshi warned that he would return, I know that this powerful warrior will be of great help to us.
I understand, but how do you explain that he's my son, since I don't remember having any relationship with a Saiyan woman?
Well, that's the easiest, because I'm able to implant her DNA into the fetus of that Saiyan possessed, so that Saiyan possesses her DNA.
I understand, Whis, I understand. In such a case, I want my son to be able to even surpass all the angels, since he has the potential to do so. He's been able to force me to use the power beyond a god.
That's right, and if at such a young age you are able to make him use the power beyond a god, imagine what his power will be like in a few years.
It's not waste time. Better to train him once and for all.
The night had passed quickly, so the next day Kakarot would wake up with his whole body aching.
Yeah, my body hurts too much. I feel like a planet's fallen on me.
Well, it's like a universe is falling on you, Kakarot, since the blows of Mr. Beerus are not weak at all. But all this would only happen through the mind of Whis. So at the moment, Whis, with the help of the staff, was able to heal all the wounds of Kakarot, with which he had been able to obtain a powerful Zenkai, with which instantly his whole body had evolved, needing a much greater state, because his current state was not supported by the power he had obtained. so Kakarot would begin to release all his beastly power, being able to access the Super Saiyan Blue at such a young age. Wow, it's amazing the power Kakarot's been able to acquire, but it will be better to start training his new power, so that you possess a wear and tear of energy.
That's right, Whis. Let's start with the new training.
While Beerus was lying down in a distant part of the planet watching the progress of his little son, meanwhile returning to the Prince of the Saiyans, the powerful Vegeta was also able to control the Super Saiyan completely, not having any wear of energy with which he felt ready to end the life of Frieza.
It's time. I'll have to end that wretch, since the only ruler of the universe must be me.
Vegeta would take his ship, leaving the planet where Frieza was, which at the time of arriving at the Frieza Army headquarters, he would be informed as the evil Emperor had gone to another planet, in which, according to rumors, it was said that the inhabitants of the planet were capable of fulfilling wishes. Then the evil Emperor Frieza, upon learning such information, would seek to possess immortality, so that nothing and no one would be able to take away the reign that he had been able to achieve.
No, damn it! I can't allow that wretch to become immortal, because if he does, I'll be his slave for his whole existence.
Vegeta would also go to the coordinates of that planet, so not being so far away, he was able to arrive in a few hours, realizing as the evil Emperor, he had been able to collect 6 mysterious spheres, but by the trackers they had, Vegeta was able to inform him that to be able to fulfill the wish, they needed 7.
I arrived on time. If I'm able to hold the last sphere, no matter what I do, I'm not going to give it to you.
Vegeta would quickly start in search of the last Dragon Ball, so that he would end the lives of hundreds of villagers on that planet, completely failing. But Prince Vegeta, at the moment of being able to leave, he was able to observe how the whole sky would turn a dark color, which on that planet should not happen. While in the distance, he was able to observe how Frieza had held a small villager to fulfill his wish. Vegeta, at a great speed, was able to move all over the place, being able to grant him a blow to Frieza, asking in the same way for immortality. However, his wish would not be fulfilled. When he needed the original language, Vegeta would also hold the villager, but the incredible dragon instantly would spread all over the planet. That's right, the patriarch who created the Dragon Balls had died, which left the spheres as simple rocks, which on this occasion the evil Emperor would be filled with anger, accessing his last form, causing the planet to shake due to all the power that Frieza was releasing. However, all over the planet, an incredible power was also beginning to be felt. That's right, the Prince of the Saiyans was accessing the Super Saiyan, which would leave Frieza surprised.
I hope you're prepared, since the warrior you feared so much has appeared, and it's me.
I can't believe that you're the legendary Super Saiyan, but no matter, you won't be able to do anything against me.
The battle of both warriors would begin. Their battle at this moment would begin to destroy the planet completely. However, on the planet of Beerus, Kakarot would be able to feel a little key similar to his, as well as an extremely evil power.
Hey Whis, whose are those powers?
Whis, with his staff, he was able to realize that it was the Prince of the Saiyans, the evil Emperor of Frieza, informing Kakarot.
Heh, that'll be fun. I'd like to go to that place and meet another survivor of my race. And by the way, finish with that damn demon that finished with my planet.
Do you want me to take you to the place where they met?
No, Whis, don't worry. I'm able to get there on my own. Right now, I plan to finish those damn worms.
Kakarot, with great speed, was starting to move all over Universe 7, so would arrive in the matter of a few minutes. Meanwhile, Beerus would start talking to Whis.
Hey Whis, I think it's time for the Saiyan to be able to meet other deities.
How old does he currently possess?
I think he's currently 17 years old, my lord, and the power he's able to channel is amazing. I think that's the age he is and the power he possesses. It's time for him to start getting to know other deities. My son will be able to rise to the top of all gods, I'm sure.
And of course that I'm sure. The power he possesses at only 17 years old is amazing, since even the gods trained for millions of years to be able to possess a similar power. Returning to the planet, Kakarot had been able to arrive, beginning to observe the battle that both warriors were carrying. Kakarot would observe the battle between both warriors. However, as the battle went on, hundreds of inhabitants were annihilated by such an aggressive battle. Although from Kakarot's point of view, the power of that battle was not of importance, since compared to his great power, it was absolutely nothing.
This battle has no reason to drag on.
Because that bastard who calls himself Emperor must be eliminated, and there must be no more dead on this planet. So instantly Kakarot was able to get in the middle of both warriors, being able to stop their next attack, which left both warriors surprised. What if you are the Saiyan who revealed himself to the end?
Are you a Saiyan? How's it possible that you're able to stop the fist of the mighty prince of the Saiyans?
I'm not interested in the questions you have. The battle's over for today. Because of your battle, several innocent people are dying. Ha ha ha! That's who's interested. So if you don't want to die, you better... Frieza wasn't able to finish his sentence since Kakarot, with a quick movement that even Vegeta wasn't able to see, had been able to pass through Frieza with a single blow, which Frieza would fall to the ground on the verge of death, expelling large amounts of blood.
What? Are you able to defeat Frieza with such enormous ease? This must be a joke, since I'm the most powerful Saiyan in this whole universe.
How wrong you are! Since your power beside my power is absolutely nothing. You'd better leave and remove all the evil from your heart if you really want to become more powerful. Vegeta, furious at that humiliation, since he was indirectly rubbing him in the face that was much more powerful, had launched himself against Kakarot. But to his surprise, Kakarot, with only one of his fingers, was able to stop his blow. With a small sphere of compressed air, he was able to leave it was combat. So he would start walking towards Frieza's body, which was still alive. Please spare my life. I promise I'll leave, and I'll never come back. I don't know who you are, but it won't happen again. I promise. Of course I'll leave you alive. No problem. Since you'll only live with trauma that a much more powerful warrior than you appeared. And the worst of all is that it was a simple Saiyan. Kakarot, with a great blow, was able to send him flying off the planet because the power with which he had hit him was amazing. Kakarot would start quickly to return to his planet, in which, the instant he arrived, he would observe Beerus. I don't know if I have to call you father or Mr. Beerus, but that doesn't matter. I'm surprised you're awake.
It's time for you to meet many more deities. But first, I want to measure myself with you. Using all your power, I want to check that you've improved so much in these years.
So our battle against the god of destruction of this universe, this'll be very interesting. Of course, yes. Don't worry, I'll use all my power. Kakarot, with a big smile that showed confidence, would begin to access the Super Saiyan Blue, with which the essence of Beerus' power had intensified. That's right, even though on this occasion Kakarot had not used the power of destruction, by all the power of Kakarot, the essence of the god Beerus could be perceived. So with a great flash of energy, Kakarot had completed his great transformation, which had both surprised the deities, since the power that was emanated surpassed all the gods, including Beerus in his resting state.
I can't believe the power that's been able to get. He's definitely my son. He'd be a very powerful warrior.
Beerus, in the same way, would expel his power, accessing the state beyond a god, with which, while accessing said state, hundreds of catastrophes were generated all over the planet of the god Beerus. Whis quickly would help with his staff. He was able to prevent the powers of both from being perceived outside the Universe 7, so as not to attract the attention of the other gods like the beings of the Kingdom of the Whole. Beerus, of a great explosion of destruction, was able to access his combat state.
It's time to show you who's boss, so I hope you're prepared for the defeat of your father.
I feel confident enough to manage to beat you, so don't get as confident, as I'll use all my power. Both warriors, as if there were a few flashes, began to exchange thousands of blows all over the place. However, despite the fact that the planet of Beerus was gigantic, it was not enough for the battle of both warriors, which began to take beyond the planet of Beerus, since it would begin to spread over different inhospitable planets. Like the same Universe 7, Kakarot was able to observe an opening in the defense of Beerus. So with a powerful blow, he was able to send it to a planet, destroying it due to the great impact. I warned you that if you didn't underestimate me, as I'm able to read your every move. Beerus, as long as he could stand and smoke was coming out of his body, he would give a small smile.
And you likewise don't underestimate me. I have millions of years of battlefield experience.
From Kakarot's back, a giant destructive energy had formed, so instantly a fist was able to send him flying, being able to cause great damage to his entire body and internal energy.
Did you think that opening was a mistake? I left that opening myself in order to be able to grant you this great attack. You have to learn all these lessons.
This hurts too much. The stroke that has been able to connect with me was a technique that was amazing. My body hurts too.
Kakarot would stand up but again fall to the ground, while much more sangre was expelled from his body.
Hell, the damage he has caused me is serious, but I know that I'm able to continue with this great battle. I'll not be defeated with a single attack.
Kakarot would accelerate his blood rhythm, with which he would begin to heal every wound of his entire body. But the power condensed in each wound was considerable, since being destructive energy, the power that required to heal the wound was very demanding. Kakarot would stand up with little difficulty.
I don't really have to trust myself, but since you have told me to trust you're right, your experience surpasses me by 1,000 times. But what matters is true power.
Kakarot had moved at a great speed, with which he would begin to exchange thousands of blows against Beerus. However, on this occasion, although Kakarot's speed had increased in an amazing way, he wasn't able to connect any blows to him. Since Kakarot, being cloudy, with being able to hit him, Beerus was able to dodge each of his blows. So Beerus, with a powerful kick, was able to send him to the lower part of the planet.
He possesses incredible power, but he's still too young, as he's not able to control his emotions. For that reason, his movements are too clumsy.
Kakarot, as if it were a lightning bolt, had been launched against Beerus again, but Beerus with great elegance was able to dodge each of his attacks, so with a destructive energy scythe, he was able to make Kakarot fall to the ground out of combat while his power had completely collapsed.
Hey Whis, have you observed the whole battle? What do you think about it? The movements of the Saiyan?
To be honest, the power he is able to release is amazing, but not having full control of his emotions, his attacks and defense are pathetic.
It's as simple as I thought. So, next workout, instead of being physical, will have to be a mental workout.
It's the same as I've thought, and maybe with the next training I'll be able to reach the Ultra Instinct, since it requires a level of total control.
Yeah, don't doubt my son, but I think it's too early. He's not even capable of mastering his emotions yet, much less the Ultra Instinct.
Don't trust yourself, Mr. Beerus. Don't forget that you are a cross between a god and the most powerful warrior race that has ever existed. Meanwhile, in the outer space, the ship of Frieza's father, the powerful King Cold, was able to find his beloved son dying, so he had asked to give proper care so he'd be able to recover.
Who is the necessary power to leave my powerful son in these conditions? This must be impossible.
The powerful Frieza would be taken to a recovery machine, in which the cells would regenerate again. For his part, on the planet, the Prince of the Saiyans, upon awakening, would take his ship and leave in the same way, being with multiple injuries.
My body hurts. And the worst thing of all is that it's not because of that damn Frieza. It's because of the only blow I received from that Saiyan. What is his name like? He has unreal strength.
Vegeta would become unconscious while heading to an inhospitable planet on which he wished to continue his great training. Returning to the planet of Beerus after a few hours, Kakarot had been able to wake up with a strong discomfort throughout his body.
This hurts too much. The power of Lord Beerus is amazing. I can't believe it.
Well, apparently you've woken up. How did it feel fighting Mr. Beerus?
It's been amazing. I want to be as powerful as he is, and I know that to become this powerful, I have to train much more, so I will.
Meanwhile, in a very distant place of the 12 universes, the powerful Yamoshi was beginning to move slightly. That's right, the battle against the god Beerus had not caused him that damage, but he needed to incubate to be able to evolve to a new level of power.
Apparently, in a few months or years, I'll be able to fully awaken. I already want to destroy everything existing.
For his part, Whis, realizing, as his god of destruction on this occasion even gave his life for Kakarot, he would leave again for the kingdom of the All, to finish the talk he had left pending with the great priest. After a few minutes of travel, he was able to reach the kingdom of the All, being received by his father Daishinkan.
You've taken longer than expected, but I hope the whole thing is sorted out, Whis.
Sorry for the delay, father, but that's right. The whole matter has been resolved without having any problems. Daishinkan along with Whis began to talk for a few moments, in which apparently the kings of each of the multiverses wished that the multiverse of Zeno-sama participate in this tournament, since 50 trillion years ago that the multiverse of Zeno-sama does not appear in this great multiverse tournament.
Excuse the question, Father, but why haven't we participated in these last 50 trillion years? Even we are not that old.
You are correct, Whis. Even we're not that old. But we have not had the opportunity to have a powerful warrior represent us, since even I, the most powerful angel of this multiverse, am nothing to compare to these warriors.
I understand, Father. In that case, first we must all find an extremely powerful warrior to represent us, and we will think about the strategy later. Since it doesn't matter the strategy, if we don't have warriors, it's useless.
I agree with you, Whis. Let's hope that in the next 2,000 years we'll find some warrior, since the tournament will take place in 4 million years.
I understand, Father. We'll do our best to find the right warrior. While Whis was returning to the planet of the god Beerus, he would say to himself, I'm sure that the warrior that would be able to represent us will be Kakarot, since at such a young age he's able to possess all that great power. In a few thousand years, he will surpass even the king of the whole. But Whis was surprised because the instant he had arrived, he was able to observe how Beerus was on the verge of death, while a mysterious warrior stepped on Beerus' head. However, an incredible power was felt all over the planet. That's right, Kakarot had access to the state of Uzaru, combining it with the destructive energy of his father. But unlike before, the power that emanated on this occasion was surprising. While likewise, on this occasion, he had not completely lost consciousness.
I'll annihilate you! I'll annihilate you! I won't forgive you for leaving my father in such conditions!
Kakarot, despite being transformed into Uzaru, would begin to access a new transformation, which this time was capable of shaking the 12 universes. Kakarot began to access a new transformation, which was able to make the entire Divine Queen tremble, because the power he was able to emanate in that form was incredible. And much more surprising for his age, Beerus, who was lying on the ground on the verge of death, would return to observe his son.
No, Kakarot, I'm begging you, don't do it! You're not able to do anything against that fucker. His power is amazing.
The powerful warrior would create a great flame of fire which had grown up to the atmosphere of the planet of Beerus, in which a silver-haired warrior could be observed. At first glance, he looked like a simple human being, but to the surprise of everything, he really is a powerful god of the underworld, which possessed one of the most powerful eyes of all that multiverse. That's right, his eye was able to slow down any warrior, as well as able to observe the invisible energy attacks.
I'm surprised by the power you possess. It's amazing. But let me tell you that to face me, it'll not be enough for you, since even your size will not allow you to attack me with great speed, while I'll be able to attack you at my maximum splendor.
The mighty warrior had rushed against Kakarot, however, instantly, Whis would likewise rush towards Kakarot, intending to save his life, because in that warrior's palm, a chaotic power was forming.
Damn it, I won't make it on time!
The warrior would throw his powerful attack against Kakarot. However, to the surprise of everything, Kakarot's simple aura was able to disintegrate such a powerful attack. While his body began to shrink, and his power did not seem to have any limit, on this occasion even Kakarot's power would be perceived up to the kingdom of the whole, in which Daishinkan was surprised, since in thousands of years he hadn't felt such a pure power. Although he was not able to compare with his power, Daishinkan was able to feel the essence that emanated that great power.
That power is capable of being compared to the guardian angels, but its essence seems to be that of a simple teenager. It must be impossible, since to possess a power like that, millions of years should have elapsed.
Returning to the planet of Beerus, Kakarot at the moment would generate a powerful explosion all over the place. So much that it seemed that its explosion had been able to reach Beerus. However, as the smoke generated by that explosion dissipated, a Kakarot could be observed holding Beerus in his arms while approaching towards.
Whis, please take care of my father and heal all his wounds.
Kakarot's appearance had completely changed because the power of a god of destruction was running through his body. His power was evident, since on this occasion Kakarot's entire body had been filled with a purple-colored fur, similar to the color of destruction, while his simple aura was capable of eliminating beings that direct their energy towards Kakarot.
It's time to start with the combat, or rather it's time to send you to the other world.
You've left me amazed by all the power that you've been able to acquire. But in order for you to be able to face me, you must possess a power that surpasses the angels. For that simple mortal like you, it's impossible.
Why don't you check it out for yourself? If you're so wrong it's impossible for me, you should be prepared to take the beating of your life, or am I wrong?
Yuta, which was the name of the warrior, had rushed against Kakarot, but Kakarot, with an incredible agility, was able to dodge the blow with an overwhelming power, was able to connect a single blow in the stomach of Yuta. But the blow, despite looking normal, contained an incredible power, so much that when it collided with the planet, it had completely destroyed it in its entirety. What? How was he able to hit with such great accuracy? Even the power with which I exercised the stroke is of another level. I can't believe it. What's wrong? Have you not been able to observe that blow? I promise that in the next attack I'll slow it down so that you're able to observe my movements. Furious, Yuta would raise his power, creating disasters for all the planets of Universe 7, and Furious would begin to attack Kakarot. Yuta's blows, despite possessing the power to be able to destroy galaxies and planets by connecting his fist with Goku's skin, didn't seem to have any effect. But this was because, in that state, his body carried the resistance of the Ozaru. That's right, for the reason his resistance was thousands of times greater, without losing speed due to the size he possessed, while Kakarot, of the few blows he was able to deal her, he had been able to cause him a great damage. Returning to the Daishinkan Kingdom of at all, he was contemplating the Great Battle, which left him surprised because when witnessing it in detail, the combat style that Kakarot possessed seemed to be that of an experienced warrior.
I can't believe that warrior possesses such a style of battle, and I'm sure that by his essence he must not exceed 200 years. He must be considered a genius, but what does one of the gods of the underworld do in these universes?
Daishinkan, with his great power, would be able to reach the planet of Beerus in a few seconds by prostrating himself to the side of Whis. Father, are you even interested in the battle?
That's right, Whis. I wish I was able to talk to that warrior to grant him a training. Can't believe the power he possesses. I'm sure he doesn't exceed 200 years of training.
You're completely mistaken, Father, since Goku does not possess such an age.
Apparently you know him, but my ability to sense the essence of beings hasn't changed, so he can't get over that age.
You are correct, Father. He does not exceed 200 years, but the total age of that warrior is only 18 years. He does not even reach a century of training. Daishinkan was extremely amazed because, though his mind passed the thousands of probabilities that they could perform in the multiverse tournament if that warrior really possessed only that age. Father, are you alright? He's gone completely silent. But at that moment, in front of both angels, Kakarot had appeared, holding the powerful underworld god Yuta by the neck, while he had created a barrier to clash in front of Beerus, who regained consciousness. This is for you, Father. Is that enough, or do you want me to keep making him suffer?
No, Kakarot, you shouldn't be like that. Please, leave him alone. He's received enough already to end his life once and for all.
I understand, Father. I still have a lot to learn, but I will fulfill your request. Kakarot would fly at a great speed, so instantly, from a few hits on each energy vein, it had left him on the ground. He wasn't able to move at will, as he was only able to crawl like a worm. You look like a fucking insect. I thought that considered you the god of the underworld, your power would be much greater, but you turned out to be a worm.
Please, lose my life, I swear I'll leave. I'll never set foot in these universes again.
I prefer to end the problem at the root, so at that future I won't be regretting this mistake. So die. Kakarot would throw an attack against Yuta, who, being totally without energy, would be completely pulverized. Not even the bones being left, since Kakarot's power had pulverized him completely. So instantly, Kakarot would begin to approach where all the warriors were. Daishinkan, when observing him completely with a flashing speed, would prostrate himself behind Kakarot, while thinking,
the power he possesses is incredible, but he still needs to experience to be able to read these types of movements.
Daishinkan, while granting his blow, was surprised when Kakarot appeared at Daishinkan's side, while his aura formed a beast which likewise released a suffocating pressure throughout the Universe 7. This is amazing! I, being the one of the most powerful angels, have not been able to observe clearly what happened. I don't know how Kakarot was able to dodge such a blow. Beerus was surprised, while he was equally proud of his son.
I'm sure Kakarot be one of the most powerful warriors in this entire multiverse. He has to put up the whole Universe 7. I'm surprised that you'll be able to see my movement. Do you have eyes in your back? Or how were you able to see when my stroke was healing?
You are right about something. It was very complex that I was able to see your movement, but what you don't know is that I'm a Saiyan warrior. I come from a warrior race.
You want to make me understand that since you use the reason, but you're struggling, so that's why you possess so much power at such a young age.
You could say that, But I also possess destructive power thanks to my father, who's Beerus, and I have Okumo goal to overcome it, and by observing how I could even give my life for myself, I was able to awaken this new power. Oh, so the mighty and arrogant god Beerus was willing to give his life for his dear son. Beerus would be a little embarrassed, but at the moment it seemed that everything was over. An extremely incredible power would become present in all the multiverses. Not only in the multiverse of Zeno-sama, it would become present in the 8 multiverses that existed.
Whose power is this? How's he even able to emanate all his essence through all the multiverses?
Daishinkan was the only one to feel how that essence emanated through all the multiverses to each supreme angel being connected. So each angel was able to communicate with each other by that great anomaly.
You, Zeno-sama Multiverse, have not participated in a tournament for trillions of years. By sending one of my underworld gods, you have been able to end his life. I swear that I'll eliminate your multiverse completely, and every being that allied with you.
A powerful explosion was beginning to expand towards all the warriors present, which at the moment Kakarot would stand in front of that great explosion. Being only in essence, the warrior was not able to release his power completely, but despite being only in essence, the damage he had caused to Kakarot was incredible.
So that guy was able to end Yuta's life,
but it's a pity that he won't be able to fight again with all those wounds on his body.
No damn, the only one who'd be able to guarantee us the victory was Kakarot.
Kakarot, in terrible conditions, was able to head towards the essence that was about to disappear from that multiverse. I promise that I'll locate you and end your pathetic life. You're nothing compared to me. I'll return this damage multiplied by 1,000,000 times more. The essence of that existence had ended, so when returning to the top of the 8 multiverses, a subject could be observed which seemed to be a prince, since his appearance was completely beautiful. However, the power he was able to feel for his palace was something that would extremely scare any warrior.
This'll be a lot of fun.
So a warrior able to withstand an explosion of one of my essences. I want to check if you're able to recover from till the multiverse tournament is over. Meanwhile, for their part, all the other multiverses began to dialogue with each other about the mysterious warrior who had appeared in the Zeno-sama multiverse. Since having not participated for trillions of years, they were not able to assimilate the levels of their warrior. One of the queens of the whole would exclaim, "I can't believe that Zeno-sama's multiverse possesses a warrior as powerful as that guy is. It'll be better to stay away, because if the god of death finds out that we ally with that multiverse, we'll all be eradicated." Me, being one of the most powerful queens of all, and mother of the supreme angels, I've been able to realize how that warrior is able to even help us to finally end the reign of that damn god of death.
We, despite being kings at all, are not able to do anything against that guy, because his power is on another level. We're not able to do absolutely anything.
The kings were still debating whether to ally with the multiverse of Zeno-sama or to continue on their side. Returning to the planet of Beerus, Kakarot would fall to the ground, returning to its base state in terrible conditions, so it would be attended by the deities of that place.
I'll do everything possible so that your inner energy remains intact. You are the key to this great battle that is about to approach.
Daishinkan, with the help of Whis, began to transmit a little of their energy in the veins of Kakarot, but instantly the powerful queen of the all, Mikoshin, would appear on one side of them, releasing an amazing pressure. The powerful Mikoshin had arrived in the multiverse of Zeno-sama, specifically to the planet of Beerus, in which both angels were attending to Kakarot, but were surprised when they realized the pressure that the beautiful angel was releasing.
Mother, what happened? As far as I know, you're the queen of the all, of Multiverse, so you have no jurisdiction in this multiverse.
I know, Daishinkan, but we really need the Saiyan to his maximum power, and as I, the mother of the Supreme Angels, am able to get this Saiyan to fully recover. With all due respect, I understand that you may have the best intentions with Kakarot, but what if you really want to annihilate him once and for all? I understand your distrust, but right now the only thing they can do is trust me, because otherwise they won't be able to do anything to help him, because the explosion he received is from the God of Death.
God of Death? Weren't they just legends that they were about their existence? That's right, even what I said were simple rumors about the existence of the God of Death. But if Mikoshin-sama says it, it must be for something true.
Meanwhile, in the castle of the God of Death, he was drinking an elixir of soul, so that his power continues to increase constantly.
These elixirs will always be the best. I don't know how the hell they make them, but there's something that every time motivates me to keep drinking more. Oh Lord, is there anything that is offered to you, or do you want me to retire? You can retire. I really appreciate it, but it's time for me to start training, since my muscles are a little rusty. Understand, my lord, as you order. The subordinate of the powerful god of death would withdraw, so Lucifer, which was the name of the god of death, would stand up. While doing, he released all his power, with which on this occasion he distorted everything around him, but did not cause any damage to the outside. To a very powerful barrier created by himself, covered the whole place, where Lucifer would begin to raise his power. This barrier is very effective. But I have to be able to do something else, because I want to be the best warrior on the battlefield. I'm sure my brothers don't want to stay behind. Returning to the planet of Beerus, Mikoshin, with his great power of Queen of All, as well as his celestial power, would put one of his hands on Goku's chest, so the instant he would begin to transmit a small amount of celestial energy, which, with great difficulty, was able to eliminate a few residues of that explosion. But it wasn't enough to heal Kakarot completely.
Apparently even I won't be able to cure him completely.
I do not doubt the great power, but I am sure that Kakarot's able to recover himself and be at 100% of all his power.
I understand that they trust their most powerful warrior, but that's impossible, since the power he has been able to withstand is a power that no warrior should be able to achieve without taking a serious damage.
At that moment, the king of the whole, Zeno-sama, had also arrived on the battlefield, so he was surprised to notice the presence of Mikoshin.
This is amazing. I never thought to see you in my multiverse.
I never thought to be in your universe, because they are only allowed low-power warriors. But this time it deserves it, because apparently without the help of this Saiyan, all of us will be puppets to that god of death and his stupid brothers.
I understand, but what does the Saiyan have to do?
The power that he possesses at such a young age is amazing. I can't believe the power he's able to support his whole body.
However, not even 5 hours had passed since the great explosion, but Kakarot's entire body would move by impulse, as well as expel an amazing power, while large amounts of blood were scattered all over the place where they were.
What the hell is happening to him? With the damage he received from part of that explosion, he should at least be out of action for a millennium.
Kakarot's power would continue to increase until at a certain point Kakarot created a small explosion, which was not dangerous for those present. However, from the whole sky, it would start raining blood, and instantly Kakarot would fall to the ground again out of combat, which had left everyone present baffled. Mikoshin-sama, do you even know what happened?
In all my years of existence, I have never witnessed anything like this, and I have not the slightest idea what is happening to this Saiyan.
I'm not interested in what I have. But the only thing I wish for is my dear Kakarot to not affect in this conflict that's about to be approached.
It's a pity that Kakarot is the main one involved. He was the one who completely defied the god of death, and if he doesn't participate, I'm sure he will erase this multiverse without giving them the opportunity to defend themselves.
I can't believe that me, being his father, I'm not able to do anything. He's just a kid. Even though he possesses great power, he has hundreds of years to live.
Mr. Beerus, I'm sure an NDA's bad will happen. The power of Kakarot is amazing. Mikoshin, while approaching again, this time she was surprised because in that blood that Kakarot had expelled, there were all the residues of the explosion. That's right, Kakarot had forced his body once again to eliminate all the damages of that explosion, which implied that his body would be able to recover 100%. Mikoshin, with his great power, would begin to feel all over Kakarot's body, realizing that every vein of energy were completely empty. However, he did not possess any residue from the power of the god of death.
I couldn't believe what Beerus had said, that you'd be able to heal on your own, but you have to be able to shut me up. Since you have succeeded, I trust you, Kakarot.
Mikoshin, before leaving for his multiverse, would likewise grant him a little of his celestial energy so that he'd be able to completely master it.
If that warrior was able to possess all that power with the simple power of the blood of Beerus, I can't imagine if he's able to master the celestial energy. I'm sure we would finish with the god of death.
Meanwhile, and all the other kings of the whole were debating about what happened, since among the 8 kings, there were only 6 left, since one of them was Zeno-sama and the other Mikoshin.
I don't know what to do, since I really don't know
who the puppet of those guys are anymore. But if this plan fails, we'll all die no matter what we do.
But if there are risks, we must take them. I want to ally with Zeno-sama's multiverse, but there's still time, so we can analyze their possibilities well.
Archon is right on that point, because if we make a hasty decision, we could get into big trouble, so it will be better to wait. Mayuki's right. In such a case, we'll meet in 2 centuries to discuss all this.
All the kings at all would leave for their respective multiverses and palaces, return to the planet of Beerus. 6 months had already passed in which Kakarot was still unconscious, but his vital energy was stable. Meanwhile, throughout the universe, the Emperor of Evil, Frieza, along with his father in this time that had elapsed, they would be able to adopt new powers. So they were confident of defeating the Saiyan, which was able to sweep the floor with the Emperor of Evil, Frieza.
That monkey, I already want to find you and end your pathetic life. Not before returning the humiliation I received on that planet.
But Frieza, how do we start with the God of Destruction?
Are you sure, Father? It is said that Beerus, the God of Destruction, has no limits on his powers, and if we're really not able to face him, I'm sure he'll be able to end our lives.
No, Frieza, we are always considered one prodigy warriors. It's time to take ownership of this whole universe.
This was how father and son had left for the planet of Beerus. However, although both warriors had achieved amazing powers, it wasn't enough because on this occasion, the power of Beerus had also increased in an incredible way. So to spend a few days in which the family of evil had arrived to the territory of the God of Destruction, Beerus, together with Whis, stood in front of both.
I don't know how I've been able to get to my planet, but I'll give them a chance to leave, since I'm in a really lousy mood.
No, Beerus, we have to always be like your shadow. Being your simple pawns, your slaves, that will end today, as we will end your pathetic life.
However, before King Cold is able to make a move, Beerus had held him by the head, dragging him all over the planet so he'd be able to create a great destruction all over the place.
I don't have time to waste it with you. Destruction!
The power of destruction would become present, so at the moment, King Cold's entire body had been completely pulverized. Frieza would begin to panic completely. However, despite the terror he felt when he was in front of Beerus, the Emperor of Evil, Frieza, would begin to access his last form. Frieza's power was amazing, with which he was even able to get hundreds of planets throughout Universe 7 to be destroyed by his excess energy.
You're much more powerful than your father, but even if you are stronger, that'll not be enough for you to be able to face me.
Both warriors began to exchange hundreds of blows all over the place. Meanwhile, Kakarot was still out of combat, but despite doing absolutely nothing, Kakarot, in his mind, would still start training.
I've been able to create this mental space, as otherwise I wouldn't have been able to do anything, and I have to train in all this time that I'll be out of combat.
This is how Kakarot, despite still being out of combat in his mind, he was still following a rigorous training, with which he had planned to overcome even the power of the King of the Whole. Meanwhile, in the Mikoshi multiverse, a great pressure was felt all over the air. That's right, the pressure of the powerful Queen of the Whole, Nin, who would reach the Mikoshi multiverse.
This is a surprise. To what do I owe this honor? Mikoshin, we were best friends millions of years ago, and we were both recruited to be queens of everything. So I'll ask you without hesitation, do you think that Saiyan is capable of defeating the God of Death?
Nin, I'm sick of being a puppet of him. He's even abused hundreds of goddesses just for his position as God of Death, and I'm sure Kakarot's power is capable of this and more.
It's okay, Mikoshin. There are 4 All-Kings on my side. Among all of them, we are the 6 All-Kings. Only the 2 most powerful ones remain. Don't worry about that. They are not the most powerful since I have never shown all my power, since I have never had the need to do it. But this time I'll even defeat them if the situation warrants it. Don't say stupid things, Mikoshin, because in all the battles they've had, you've never been able to beat him. But I'm counting on you, Mikoshin.
Nin would disappear from the Mikoshin multiverse, while the powerful Queen Mikoshin would stand up and a big smile would be drawn on her face. So they are known as the 2 most powerful gods. And who decided it? They have never fought against me, and to their bad luck, they will not be able to do anything against me. Mikoshin, with an overwhelming speed, would begin to move throughout the multiverse, being able to reach where the second most powerful king, which his name was Archon.
But if you're Mikoshin, what do you want?
Today I want you to join my cause, and if I have to defeat you, I will.
What stupid things are you saying? I don't see myself losing to you. But it's okay, I'll accept your challenge.
At the moment of Archon finishing saying his answer, Mikoshin, with a certain blow on his face, was able to send him to sit on the surface of the planet. But a disaster would be created all over the outside. That's right, the power that Mikoshin had considered was his fist was amazing. You've always taken this battle seriously, since I'm not going to let myself be defeated like I've always done. A little stunned, Archon would stand up so he would instantly begin to expel his surprising power to face the Queen of all, Mikoshin. The confrontation between Gohan in his Super Saiyan Phase 3 form and Takami marked a drastic change in the intensity of the battle. The skies, previously serene, witness of the confrontation, darkened with the energy unleashed by both combatants. And each blow resounded like thunder in the vast and silent cosmic space, defying the tranquility of the stars watching from a distance. The explosions of energy briefly illuminated the darkness, creating a chaotic and majestic spectacle at the same time. The flashes of light and shadow intertwined in a frantic dance that reflected the ferocity of the combat. The shockwaves spread out in the distance, distorting space itself and recalling the magnitude of the power unleashed on that battlefield. Each movement was a ballet of strength and dexterity, with Gohan and Takami challenging each other in a battle that transcended the physical, entering the realms of the mystical and the epic. Their cries of determination were lost amid the din of battle, but their spirits echoed in every exchange of blows, making it clear that this confrontation was not just for dominance or survival, but for the legacy of their lineages and the protection of their worlds. Gohan, his eyes shining with an indomitable determination, channeled all his power in every movement, leaving a trail of energy that shimmered with a force that defied the limits of the unimaginable. His taut muscles, his golden aura glowing with intensity, made him an unstoppable force that sought justice and protection for all those he loved and defended.
You will not escape my justice, Takami! My determination's like an unbreakable torrent that'll sweep away any darkness you try to sow. Every blow I throw carries with it the strength of all those I protect and defend. I'll not rest until the truth shines on every shadow you've woven with your deceptions. Get ready to face the justice I bring.
Gohan roared with fiery fury, his voice echoing across the battlefield like an echo of the very protective will drive him. Every blow he threw carried with it the emotional burden of years of struggle and sacrifice, the determination of a hero willing to do anything for the well-being of his world and his loved ones. On the other hand, Takami, with his characteristic agility and calculated cunning, dodged Gohan's attacks with fluid and precise movements. His cold and calculating gaze contrasted with the ferocity of the Saiyan, unveiling an enemy who did not underestimate the threat he faced.
Interesting. I see that the power of the Saiyan pride still burns deep in your being, Gohan, but let me tell you this. However intense it may be, will not be enough to defy the chains of your inevitable fate.
Between each exchange of blows and dodges, the battlefield turned into an epic scenario where two titans collided, not only with their bodies, but with their convictions and purposes. The fate of both was intertwined in a deadly dance where determination, skill, and strength merged in a conflict that transcended the physical and went deep into their warriors' souls. The clash of energies was so intense that the Z warriors felt the pressure and overwhelming weight of the unfolding confrontation. The magnitude of the conflict resonated in every corner of the known universe, like an echo of power that transcended planetary barriers and penetrated the very heart of those who were fighting for survival and justice. The fluctuations in ki were palpable, even to those watching from a distance, like a symphony of opposing forces colliding in a chaotic but harmonious dance. Every member of the Z Warriors could feel the electricity in the air, the tension that preceded every strategic move and every heartbreaking blow. The earth trembled under the influence of the unleashed energy, as if the world itself was responding to the duel of titans being waged on its surface. The skies darkened even more, as if the universe itself was holding its breath at the magnificence and terror of that epic contest. In those moments of crisis, the Z Warriors' determination grew even stronger, fueled by the urgency to protect what they loved and to face any adversity with courage and conviction. It was a reminder that during chaos and destruction, the human spirit could shine with an unshakable light. Piccolo, with his strategic mind sharper as a razor, watched every move with meticulous attention. Every gesture, every spark of unleashed energy carried with it the promise of a decisive change during the battle. His intense and serene gaze concealed a precise calculation as he searched for the perfect opportunity to intervene in support of his disciple. Piccolo, with his gaze lost on the horizon as he pondered the situation deeply, added in a calm but determined voice,
Gohan is channeling an incredible power right now. If we manage to amplify their energy and coordinate a joint attack, we could tip the scales in our favor and find the opportunity we need to change the course of this battle.
His mind worked like a meticulous clock, evaluating possibilities and strategies during the chaos that was unleashed in front of him. Meanwhile, at the epicenter of the conflict, Gohan and Takami continued their titanic duel, each determined to impose their will and determination on the other. Gohan's transformation into Super Saiyan Stage 3 not only gave him enormous strength, but also imposed a demanding tribute in terms of energy and physical endurance. Gohan, his breathing agitated by the effort and intensity of the moment, expressed with determination in his voice between short breaths,
His power! It's overwhelming! But I must stand firm! I can't fail!
Every word resonated with an unwavering commitment as he prepared to face the ordeal ahead of her, his aura glowing with a mixture of exhaustion and relentless resolve. His spirit stood like a burning flame during the storm, braving adversities with a determination that sprang from the core of his being. On the other hand, Takami, with his arrogant smile and calculated movements, responded to every attack of Gohan with an inordinate confidence in his own dexterity and power. Takami, with a voice imbued with superiority and a tone that denoted his absolute confidence in his words, defiantly replied,
Admiral, but naive. Your determination's remarkable, Gohan, but you must understand that no force in this universe can change your destiny.
His voice resonated with an assurance that seemed to defy all opposition, marking a gap between confidence in his power and Gohan's will. His self-assurance was impenetrable as the toughest steel, a psychological barrier that defied even the storms of energy roaring around him. The confrontation was coming to a head as the Z Warriors, with a mixture of worry and palpable hope in their hearts, prepared to intervene at the precise moment that could change the course of the battle. Vegeta, with his intense and analytical gaze, watched every flash of power unleashed by Gohan with a mixture of admiration and concern in his eyes. Vegeta, with his analytical and sharp mind, was muttering to himself in a barely audible tone due to the palpable tension in the air.
Gohan's unleashing an incredible power.
His words were a whisper, charged with respect and concern, acknowledging the magnitude of the power that Gohan was unleashing at that critical moment.
But he must maintain control if he wants to survive this,
he added with a seriousness that reflected his experience in past battles and his understanding of the dangers of losing control over so much unleashed energy. Goku, the legendary warrior who knows the limits and beyond, nodded solemnly at Vegeta's words. Goku, with a calmness that radiated experience and wisdom, recognized with respect in his voice,
We know what it's like to fight at the limit, but Gohan's showing exceptional courage that inspires us all.
His words resonated with the depth of one who has faced countless challenges, understanding the nature of struggle and the sacrifice it entails. With admiration palpable in his tone, recognizing the courage and determination of his son during adversity, his voice, serene but full of respect, reflected the confidence in Gohan's potential to overcome any obstacle. Meanwhile, the energy flowing through Gohan was reaching its peak, manifesting itself in an impressive visual spectacle. Its golden aura radiated an intense light that illuminated the surrounding space, making even the distant stars seem to pale in comparison. Gohan, with a roar full of determination that echoed throughout the battlefield, exclaimed with fervor, addressed to his father and Vegeta,
Father! Vegeta! All of you! This power is to protect you all!
His voice carried with an emotional charge of his commitment to the protection of his loved ones, a promise that manifested itself in every flash of his glowing aura, and and in every blow aimed at the darkness that threatened his world. His voice, echoing like an echo of hope amid the chaos of battle, his energy, instead of just being destructive, became a beacon of hope for his allies, instilling strength and determination in their hearts. The buildup of energy finally reached its peak when Gohan unleashed a combined attack so powerful that it seemed to tear the very fabric of space. The surprise on Takagami's face was palpable, reflecting the magnitude of the force unleashed by the young Saiyan.
Impossible! I can't believe the magnitude of your strength, Gohan! You've unweakened a power that defies all my expectations and strategies so far. But you haven't witnessed everything I can do yet. My abilities are not limited to what you've witnessed so far. And I still have cards to play in this game. Get ready to find out that I'm not as easy an opponent to defeat. The true essence of my power is about to be revealed, and I assure you that it'll surprise you. The battle's only just begun, young Saiyan.
The resulting explosion temporarily blinded everyone present, enveloping the battlefield in a dazzling light that eclipsed even the brightest stars in the firmament. As the luminescence slowly faded away, it revealed an impressive but also disturbing scene. Gohan, still in his Super Saiyan Stage 3 form, was still standing, his figure slender but visibly exhausted at the limit of his strength.
Was that enough?
He was panting between short breaths, his eyes reflecting a determination that defied the fatigue that overwhelmed him. But Takagami emerged from the rubble with a defiant smile on his face, was making it clear that the battle was far from over.
You're barely scratching the surface, Gohan. Your power is awesome, but you can't beat the darkness that is hanging over you. Your determination's commendable, but the real battle is beyond what you can imagine. My shadows are deeper, and my power is vaster than you think. Get ready to face the true essence of the dark power.
Gohan's energy was fluctuating, a clear sign that his transformation was reaching its limit. The Z Warriors watched with anxiety and determination as the battle reached a critical point. Victory seemed elusive, but their fighting spirit remained unwavering in the darkness that threatened to devour them all.
No! I can't give up! This power! It's to protect everyone! To my family! To the Earth!
Each word came out between agitated breaths, but charged with an unwavering determination, revealing the deep sense of responsibility and love that drove their struggle. His voice, though weakened by the effort, resounded with a firmness that defined the adversities he faced.
Oh, what a pathetic nobility! Do you think you can fight my darkness with simple desires for protection? Your strength is impressive, but your naivety condemns you. Don't you understand that in this world, nobility and desires for protection are as fragile as glass in front of the tide? No matter how much power you possess, the darkness will always find a crack through which to infiltrate and corrupt everything you value. It's only a matter of time before you realize the futility of your efforts, Gohan.
Gohan, his aura flickering, braced himself for another assault, feeling every fiber of his being burning with determination. However, the accumulated fatigue and the marked wounds on his skin were beginning to take their toll, weighing like chains on his struggle. Every move was a battle against exhaustion and pain, a test of endurance that tested his courage and perseverance. The vision of Takagami, his implacable enemy, distorted slightly before his fatigued eyes, reflecting not only the tumult of the physical battle, but also the dark and twisted connection Takagami maintained with the source of power that fed him. This connection, like a cursed bond, gave Takagami a ruthless strength, but also dragged him into the maelstrom of corruption and out of control. During the fray, Gohan found himself facing not only a formidable opponent, but also the shadow of an evil influence that threatened to consume everything. Every blow thrown and blocked resonated with the intensity of an epic battle between light and darkness, between the determination of a hero and the seduction of a dark and forbidden power. Despite the adversities and uncertainty that surrounded him, Gohan clung to hope like the beacon in a storm, remembering the bonds of friendship and love that drove him to move forward. Every beat of his heart resonated with the will to protect what he valued most in the world, facing the challenge with courage and sacrifice, knowing that true strength lay in his indomitable spirit and in his determination to never give up in the face of the darkness that threatened his world and soul.
Gohan, don't wear yourself out too much. Stay focused and in control. Remember, that true strength lies not only in raw power, but in the ability to stay calm and think strategically amid chaos. Do not underestimate your opponent, and do not get carried away by blind rage. That determination must be backed by intelligence and control. Make every hit count, and don't get distracted from your goal.
His words, full of advice and warnings, sought to remind Gohan of the importance of the mind in battle, in addition to physical strength.
The Super Saiyan Phase 3 form consumes a lot of energy. Gohan needs to find a balance between his power and his stamina. He must learn to control the flow of his ki to maintain his strength without exhausting himself quickly. The key is efficiency. Every movement must be precisely calculated and executed to maximize the impact without wasting energy. It's a challenge to master this state, but if Gohan manages to find that harmony, his potential will be truly formidable.
His words, full of experience and knowledge, sought to guide Gohan towards a better understanding of how to use his power without compromising his endurance in battle. As Gohan and Takami continued their confrontation, Goku's eyes, a symbol of hope for everyone, shone with determination during the intense strife. His strategic mind was working at full speed, analyzing every move of his son and enemies to find the perfect crack in Takagami's defense. Every glimmer in his gaze reflects years of training, epic battles, and an unwavering desire to protect those he loved. In the distance, Vegeta stood in a fighting position, his Saiyan pride burning like an unstoppable flame. His defiant aura and combat experience combined into a formidable force, ready to unleash his power at the precise moment. Piccolo, with his calculated serenity, was watching the battle with sharp eyes, ready to strategically intervene and balance the scales in favor of his comrades. Meanwhile, Goten and Trunks, the young warriors, were in the middle of the recovery process after the intense confrontation against Takagami. Despite their damage received, his determination did not waver. Both focused on channeling their ki with precision, taking advantage of every breath to restore their energies and strengthen their bodies. Goten, with his indomitable spirit and his face marked with determination, closed his eyes with concentration as he felt the flow of vital energy revitalize his fatigued muscles. "We have to be ready to return to the battle at any moment," he thought to himself, remembering the responsibility he shared with his friend Trunks to protect his family and his home. On the other hand, Trunks, with his mind focused and his ki shining with renewed intensity, was striving to reach an optimal state of recovery. "We can't afford to let our guard down," he reflected, aware of the challenges they still faced and the need to be prepared to face any adversity that stood in their way. Both young warriors knew that the battle was not over yet. With determination in their hearts and their ki channeling with precision, they were preparing for the next chapter in their fight for the protection of their world. "Gohan's giving his best. His strength and determination are impressive, but we need to find an opening to channel more energy towards him and empower his power to the fullest. We must all join forces and find a way to support him in this crucial battle. Our connection as a family and as a team is our greatest strength. Let's make every hit and every effort count to protect our home and those we love." His words, full of determination and hope, reflected his confidence in the team's ability to overcome any challenge when working together.
Your resistance is admirable, but useless. My power is absolute. No matter how much they fight, they won't be able to stop me. My strength is unshakable, and my determination relentless. There is no escape from my dominion. It's time for you to give up and accept your fate under my control.
Every word was loaded with arrogance and certainty as Takagami continued to unleash his dark power with ruthless ferocity. Gohan, with a superhuman effort, managed to deflect Takagami's attacks and counterattacked with a burst of brilliant energy. The collision of powers created a shockwave that shook the nearby atmosphere. "I will not allow you to destroy what I love! My bonds and my strength are greater than any darkness you could throw! I'm ready to face any challenge and overcome any obstacle to ensure a secure future for everyone! There will be no place for destruction in my world!"
Your emotions make you weak, Gohan. The real strength lies in the darkness. Your love and your bonds are chains that prevent you from reaching your true potential. Don't you see that the darkness offers unlimited and unrestricted power? Abandon your illusions of grandeur, young Saiyan. Face the truth that only darkness can bring you true strength and absolute dominion over the world.
Every word was imbued with an icy arrogance and a fanatical belief in the corrupting power of darkness. Takami sought to sow doubts and weakness in Gohan's mind, challenging his conception of strength and courage. The struggle became more intense with each pressing moment. Gohan, despite showing obvious exhaustion with every short breath, remained firm and undetermined, refusing to back down from the challenge Takami posed. His eyes reflected an unwavering determination as he faced the malevolent machinations of his enemy. However, Takami's evil cunning was revealed in all its magnitude when he began to manipulate the environment around him with dark mastery. The dark creatures had summoned with his sinister magic were already at the edge of the surface, ready to emerge and join the battle with uncontrollable ferocity. The air was charged with an ominous presence as the shadows of those creatures danced unexpectedly, eager to join the conflict and show their destructive power. Faced with imminent threat, the Z Warriors did not hesitate to prepare to face these creatures that represented an unknown but tangible danger. Vegeta, with his characteristic defiant tone, exclaimed as he adjusted his combat posture, "I'll not allow those abominations to ruin our path to victory. It's time to show them the true power of a Saiyan." Piccolo, the group's calm strategist, quickly assessed the situation and proposed a plan of action. "We're facing a cunning enemy who uses manipulation as a weapon. We must act with coordination and precision. Gohan, you now take care of containing the creatures. Vegeta, Goku, keep the pressure on Takami and don't let him breathe easy." Goku, with a determined smile on his face, nodded energetically. "We have it, Piccolo. I'm confident that together we can overcome any challenge that comes our way. We're going to give our best." Goten and Trunks, the young warriors, who were always looking to prove their bravery, exchanged a look of complacency before joining the plan.
Yes, let's show these monsters what it means to be a real team.
Determination shone in the eyes of each Z warrior as they prepared for the upcoming showdown, their hearts resonating with the memory of Ten Shinhan and Chaos's courageous sacrifice. Those moments of heroism and camaraderie resonated like an echo in their souls, reminding them of the price they sometimes had to pay to protect the world they loved. Goku, with a silent bow to his fallen friends, took a moment to remember his valuable lessons of courage and determination.
Our friend showed us that even in the darkest moments, we can find the strength to face any challenge. His sacrifice will not be in vain as long as we keep fighting and keep the flame of hope alive in our hearts. Every blow we take, every obstacle we face is proof of our determination and our commitment to a better future. We'll not let his sacrifice be forgotten. Let's keep fighting with all our heart and spirit."
Vegeta, with an intense gaze fixed on the horizon, added solemnly,
"Every battle teaches us something new. We must honor his memory by overcoming our limits, protecting this world, not only for ourselves, but for those who are no longer there."
Piccolo, the serene strategist, reflected on the importance of learning from each experience.
"Every battle, every loss, strengthens us and teaches us to be better warriors. Let's move forward with determination and wisdom."
Goten and Trunks, the young warriors, full of energy and competitive spirit, exchanged a look of respect towards the heroes of the past.
We're going to make their bravery and sacrifice worthwhile. We'll fight with everything we have.
The memory of Ten Shinhan and Chaos became a flame that fanned the determination and fighting spirit of the Z Warriors. With their hearts united in a common purpose, they prepared to face the next challenge with the strength of those who came before them, ready to write the next chapter in the history of defending the Earth against the forces of evil. The battle reached unprecedented levels of intensity, with every move unleashing a wave of energy that shook the battlefield. Gohan, with his indomitable spirit, led the charge against the emerging shadows, channeling his ki into powerful explosions that dispelled the creatures one after another. Every flash of light harbored the determination to protect their loved ones and their home from the darkness that threatened to consume them.
Mr. Piccolo, behind you! Watch your back! The enemy's trying to surprise us with sneak attacks! We can't afford to let our guard down for 1 second in this battle! Our togetherness is our greatest strength, and together, we'll overcome any challenge that comes our way! I trust in your strategic wisdom, Mr. Piccolo, but I'm also here to support you in every move! Let's move forward with determination and protect what we value with all our might!
Piccolo responded quickly, deflecting the attack with an energy shield. Thank you, Gohan. Your quick alertness and attention to detail are crucial in this battle. Our coordination and communication are what will keep us one step ahead in the face of our enemies. Let's keep working together. Every move counts in this matchup. By his side, Piccolo displayed his tactical ingenuity with mastery, drawing lines of defense and counterattack with pinpoint accuracy. His strategies were like chess moves on the battlefield, anticipating the enemy's moves and coordinating attacks to maximize the impact. Between them, an almost perfect synchronicity is woven, where Gohan's brute force found balance at Piccolo's strategic cunning.
Vegeta, get ready for our combined attack! We can't hold any back anymore! It's time to deploy all our power and show them what we're capable of! Together, we're unstoppable, Vegeta! Let's prove once again why we're the most powerful Z warriors in the universe! Let's go!
You don't need to tell me, Kakarot. I'm always ready for the combat. Our combined power will overcome any obstacle that stands in our way. Get ready to witness the true strength of the Saiyan race. Let's go!
Every clash of powers, every rumble of explosions resounded like a chant of resistance, bravery during chaos. The bounds of camaraderie and trust between the Z Warriors were strengthened by adversity, reminding them that together they were more than the sum of their individual abilities. In this ballet of strength and strategy, where each movement had the weight of survival and the hope of a future in which light would prevail over shadows. Vegeta and Goku, in their eternal friendly rivalry forged in countless battles, coordinated their attacks with an almost telepathic synchronization. Like two warriors who share a unique and deep bond, their fiery determination was reflected in every move, every punch, and every burst of energy they threw at their formidable opponent, Takami.
Goku, it's time to unite our powers to take down this guy once and for all. We'll not allow it to continue sowing chaos and destruction. Our combined strength will be their undoing. Take this, Takami! This is the end that awaits you for challenging the Z Warriors.
I'm with you, Vegeta! There's no turning back now! Together, we'll put an end to this threat once and for all! Let's get him!
The latter, a formidable adversary in his own right, was forced to quickly divert his attention between dodging the quick and precise strikes of the Saiyans and dealing with the strategic cunning of Gohan and the tactical prowess of Piccolo.
Don't underestimate my powers, Saiyans. My abilities go beyond what you can imagine. Your determination's admirable, but it won't be enough to stop me. Get ready to know the true darkness that resides in this universe.
The frantic dance of attacks and defenses between the protagonists became a ballet of opposing forces, where speed and power merged into an unparalleled combat choreography. Each shock of energy unleashed explosions of ki that lit up the sky like shooting stars on a stormy night, painting the firmament with flashes of power and determination. The battlefield was transformed into an epic scenario where the fates of the combatants were intertwined in a cosmic drama of legendary proportions.
Gohan, now's your time to shine. Use this opportunity to show your true power and determination. We're all counting on you to turn the tide of this battle. Don't hold back. Give your best and make every hit count. The fate of everyone depends on your courage and strength in this crucial moment.
Come on, Dad! Mr. Piccolo! We won't stop until we beat you! Our determination's stronger than ever, and together, we're unstoppable! This is our moment to show that together, we can overcome any obstacle! Let's trust in our bonds, and fight with everything we have!
Meanwhile, Gohan's relentless determination and Piccolo's tactical wisdom added layers of complexity to the conflict, consistently challenging Takagami's strategies and moves. The intensity of the confrontation reached its peak, and with each hero and villain deploying their maximum potential in search of victory. Amid the chaos of battle, friendship and honor and inner strength shone as beacons of hope in a universe fraught with unfathomable challenges and dangers.
Goten and Trunks, following the meticulous plan laid out by Piccolo to the latter, demonstrated a perfect synchronization that bordered on the supernatural. As young Saiyan warriors, their connection was more than a simple strategic alliance. It was the manifestation of a deep and lasting friendship, forged in countless shared trainings and battles. Every movement, every gesture, flowed between them in an innate harmony that only the strongest bonds could sustain.
Goten, your task is to maintain the defensive perimeter. Don't let anything surprise us from behind. Trunks, look for any opportunity to counterattack. We need to take advantage of every gap in their defense to turn the tide in this battle.
Understood, Mr. Piccolo. I'll be attentive and make sure that nothing takes us by surprise. Following Piccolo's instructions, Goten unleashed bursts of energy with the dexterity and speed typical of the Saiyan lineage. Come on, Trunks, let's keep the pressure on. Let's not give up and take every opportunity to move forward. His attacks were precise and forceful, outlining a defensive perimeter around the group with an intensity that left his opponents breathless. Meanwhile, Trunks, a skilled wielder of the energy sword, executed precise and elegant cuts that perfectly complemented Goten's strategic defense. Don't let any of them through, Goten. Keep our front safe while we look for weaknesses in their formation. Let's keep pushing. Each movement drew lines of glowing energy in the air, creating a dynamic and effective wall of protection that neutralized any threat that dared to get too close to their companions. The combination of Goten and Trunks' skills not only demonstrated their individual mastery, but also their ability to work in a team in a fluid and coordinated way. Their actions were not only the result of practice and training, but also of a deep mutual understanding that allowed them to anticipate each other's movements with pinpoint accuracy. On the battlefield, the symbiosis was their greatest strength, making them an unstoppable force that courageously and determinedly defended those considered their family and home. The battle that was being fought was a whirlwind of energy and strategy, where every move had a deep meaning, and every decision impacted on the future of the contest. Goten and Trunks, the young Saiyan warriors, showed amazing coordination as they threw themselves into combat with a mixture of bravery and dexterity. His movements were like a martial dance, fluid and precise, designed to unbalance the dark creatures summoned by Takami. Trunks, to your right! Understood. The voices of the young people echoed among the booms of explosions and the clash of powers. Each exchange of blows was a symphony of ki, a manifestation of the determination not to give ground in the face of the darkness that threatened to engulf them. Meanwhile, Gohan, with his indomitable spirit, deployed his ki in explosions of controlled energy, creating glowing spheres that exploded with force on impact against the shadows that rushed over them. We can't give up! Our world depends on this! Every strike, every strategy, everything counts in this crucial battle! Let's keep fighting until the end! His voice resonated with conviction, injecting courage into his companions. Piccolo, the calm but ruthless strategist, extended his arms with authority, generating defensive barriers that protected the group from surprise attacks. His eyes observed the battlefield with a calculated calm, evaluating every movement of the enemy to find the precise moment to counterattack.
Keep the pressure constant. We cannot allow them to make up ground. Every breakthrough we make is crucial to maintaining our advantage. Keep attacking relentlessly.
The sound of energy crashes and explosions was deafening, but during the chaos, the group's determination and unity shone like beacons of hope in the darkest night. Each of the Z warriors knew that they were not only fighting for their lives, but for the future of their home and the generations to come. Every attack, every block was another step towards victory or defeat, and they were not willing to give in to adversity. Amid the furious fray, every strategic move and every technique deployed by the Z Warriors reflected years of training and experience, as well as a bond of trust and camaraderie that strengthened them in the most difficult moments. The coordination between them was a show of synchronization and dexterity, a chaotic but harmonious dance of attacks and defenses that kept at bay the dark forces that tried to dominate them. However, it was at a crucial moment, when hope seemed to be faltering in the face of Takami's relentless persistence, that Goku and Vegeta, the legendary Saiyans whose power transcended known limits, demonstrated once again why they were revered as the most powerful warriors in the universe. With millimetric synchronization that only they could achieve after years of training in epic battles, they unleashed a devastating combined attack,
that shattered Takagami's defenses, leaving them exposed and vulnerable in the face of the final counterattack of the brave defenders of the Earth. The impact of their combined energy resounded on the battlefield like divine thunder, shaking reality itself with its overwhelming power. The energy blasts and shockwaves spread out like a gale, sweeping away any obstacles in their way and marking a decisive turn in the confrontation. The hearts of the Z Warriors swelled with renewed hope as they witnessed the result of the bravery and determination embodied in Goku and Vegeta, who were not only allies but also rivals who raised each other to new heights of power and dexterity. This epic moment not only symbolized the brute strength of the legendary Saiyans, but also the depth of their connection as battle companions and friends. Her self-sacrifice and dedication to protecting her home and loved ones shone with an intensity that defied the shadows of despair. With Takagami vulnerable before them, Earth's heroes prepared for the final assault, determined to put an end to the dark threat looming over their world and restore the lost peace. As this crucial opportunity approached, Gohan and Piccolo, two warriors whose togetherness goes beyond simple camaraderie, combine their powers with synchronization and understanding that only the closest battle partners could achieve. With relentless determination and a strategic focus sharp as the edge of a sword, they faced the creatures summoned by Takagami, with a bravery that inspired everyone present on the battlefield.
Mr. Piccolo, keep the rear guard. I'm going to the front. It is crucial to maintain our formation and protect our backs as we move forward towards the main battle. I trust you to keep us safe from behind.
Understood, Gohan. Don't let your guard down. Our coordination is key for being victorious. Stay alert and move forward with determination. Together we'll overcome this challenge.
Gohan's energy, bright and powerful as the sun as it peaks, was intertwined with Piccolo's tactical cunning and dexterity, creating a symphony of power and skill that defied expectations. Each coordinated movement between them was a masterful combined dance, where offensive and defense intertwined in a lethal harmony. The creatures summoned by Takagami, who once posed a formidable threat, now found themselves at a disadvantage in the face of the unbreakable union of these two exceptional warriors. The battlefield lit up with flashes of brilliant energy as Gohan and Piccolo unleashed their full potential, overcoming every obstacle with steely determination and calculated strategies. The trust between them was palpable, a connection that transcended words and manifested itself in every punch and every block. With each enemy defeated, their path to Takagami cleared, bringing them closer and closer to the final victory they sought to protect their world and their loved ones.
Gohan, you need to buy time. I will prepare my best attack to defeat these creatures. I trust you can keep them busy while I get ready. Together, we can change the course of this battle.
Mr. Piccolo, I'll do my best to buy time. My goal is to keep these creatures at bay as long as possible so I can prepare their attack. Trust me, I won't let you down.
The moment of truth was approaching, and Gohan was advancing with a firm step, while Piccolo prepared his best attack to defeat these creatures summoned by Bahamut's disciple and put an end to the darkness that had threatened his home. His fiery determination was a beacon of hope for those who witnessed his courageous struggle, reminding them that strength lies in the unity and indomitable spirit of those who fight for justice and peace. The critical moment came when every move decided the fate of the battle. Gohan, in a last effort, took his final form. With his bright and determined aura, advanced to the front of the battle line, facing the dark creatures with a mixture of bravery and strategy, as he blocked the onslaughts of the shadows with his dazzling ki. The creatures summoned by Takagami were not easy rivals to beat, but Gohan in his ultimate form took a lot of confidence and began to face the creatures they are facing. Gohan knew that keeping the creatures at bay was crucial to allowing Piccolo to unleash his full power, while Gohan struggled to contain the shadows with his fast movements and powerful attacks. Piccolo concentrated his energy preparing for the most powerful technique. The tension on the battlefield was palpable, but there was no room for doubt. Confidence in their abilities and in their partner was the key to facing the darkness that threatened to consume them.
Gohan, keep it up. You're demonstrating exceptional courage and impressive mastery on the battlefield. Every movement of yours is a barrier that prevents the advancement of these creatures. It's crucial that you hold this firmness for a few more moments while I finalize the preparations for my final ultimate technique. I have full confidence in your abilities and determination. Remember that our teamwork is the key to overcoming any challenge. Keep the pressure on, and don't let your guard down. Together, we can turn the tide of this battle and protect our loved ones.
Understood, Mr. Piccolo. I'll not allow them to advance a single step further. You can trust me. I'm fully prepared to take on this responsibility and keep these creatures at bay. Together, we can overcome this and protect our loved ones. My determination's unwavering, and I'll not back down in the face of this challenge, because I know that every stroke I stop here is a step towards victory. Our teamwork and mutual trust will give us the strength to prevail in this battle. Let's show them what we're capable of and write our own destiny in this struggle.
The scene unfolds with increasing intensity as Gohan definitively plunges into the maelstrom of combat. His determination is reflected in every gesture, and every tense muscle, and in every flash of energy that emanates from his being. The creatures summoned by Takami's nightmarish creatures with twisted shapes and burning eyes fiercely advance towards Gohan, seeking to overwhelm him with their numbers and their uncontrolled fury. Gohan, however, is not daunted. His ki shines around him like an aura of power, marking every movement with a clear purpose. When the first creature lunges with sharp claws, Gohan responds with a precise block, channeling his energy to stop the attack with a glowing barrier. The resulting impact makes the ground tremble under his feet, but Gohan remains steadfast, his eyes fixed on his opponent. Each subsequent blow is an exhibition of martial skill and ki control. Gohan moves with grace and speed, dodging the onslaughts of creatures with fluid movements, and countering with calculated blows. His fists and legs turn into bursts of energy, hitting the enemies with force and precision. Each impact causes bursts of energy that light up the battlefield, drawing bright arcs in the air and kicking up swirls of dust around them. The creatures do not retreat easily. Their resistance is stubborn, and their thirst for destruction is insatiable. Gohan is forced to deploy more advanced techniques, combining his speed and strength with concentrated energy attacks. Ki waves cut through the air as Gohan releases bursts of controlled energy, seeking to weaken his opponents and open gaps in their defenses. Every block, every dodge, is a dance of anticipation and reaction. Gohan relies on his training and his intellect, reading the movements of the creatures, responding with precise movements. Your connection to your spiritual energy is evident in every movement, every pulse of energy emanating from your being. Meanwhile, Piccolo completes the charge of his definitive technique, his absolute concentration palpable in the air. The sound of his pent-up energy resonates on the battlefield, adding a layer of palpable tension to the charged atmosphere of battle. Gohan feels Piccolo's accumulated power as a beacon of hope and a call to redouble his efforts.
This is our chance, Gohan. Keep the pressure on them, and don't give them any respite. Every move of yours is crucial right now, as we are close to changing the course of this battle. I trust in your ability to keep them at bay while we prepare our counterattack. Keep your determination and keep going. Together, we can make it happen.
Gohan nods with determination as he prepares for the next attack. The combat dance between Gohan and the creatures reach its climax when Gohan, with a graceful twist, unleashes a series of energy blasts that cut through the enemy ranks. The creatures recoil momentarily, their twisted forms showing signs of weakness for the first time.
Goten! Trunks! I need you to be alert! Mr. Piccolo is preparing a powerful attack! Move quickly and maintain your defenses! Our coordination is crucial at this critical moment of the battle. We can't afford to make mistakes now. I'm confident in your ability to respond quickly and effectively. Stay focused and keep fighting with determination. Come on, we can still turn the tide of this battle in our favor.
The moment came when Gohan, with a precise movement, opened a breach in the creature's defenses, allowing Piccolo to unleash his devastating attack. With a resounding scream, Piccolo releases his ultimate technique, a beam of concentrated energy that cuts through the sky like a fiery comet.
Makankasapo!
The pure energy swirls frantically around the lightning, forming a spiral of controlled energy that seems to dance in the air with calculated ferocity. The extreme concentration of energy causes a burst that radiates a dazzling radiance, as if the sun itself were transcending on the battlefield. The energy beam, with its incomparable power, transverses the enemy ranks with pinpoint accuracy. neutralizing the creatures with an amazing efficiency that takes the breath away of those who witness its devastating impact. The initial explosion is only the prelude to the destruction that is unleashed. The torrent of concentrated energy envelops the creatures in a lethal embrace, eroding their forms with an overwhelming intensity. Each wave of energy emanating from the ray is like a chisel, carving out space itself, gradually disintegrating the creatures that meet its path with an inexorable inevitability. The show is both majestic and terrifying, with the energy displayed manifesting in vibrant colors that collide and intertwine in a chaotic dance. The controlled destruction leaves in its wake a trail of disintegration that seems to defy the very laws of physics, demonstrating the supreme power that resides in the hands of those who master the arts of combat and energy control. The battlefield gradually quieted down, the dark threat dissipating with each defeated creature. Gohan and Piccolo, breathing heavily, but with a satisfied smile, met in the center of the battlefield, knowing that their teamwork and determination had tipped the scales toward victory. Now, with the road to Takami clear, they were preparing for the final assault, confident that their union would return their greatest strength. The battlefield gradually quieted down, the echo of controlled destruction echoing through the air as the enemy creatures vanquished before the combined might of Gohan and Piccolo. The glow of the dissipated energy hinted at the near victory, marked by the determination and teamwork of the brave warriors Z, Gohan, and Piccolo. Breathing heavily but with a smile of satisfaction on their faces, met in the center of the battlefield, exchanging looks of complicity that spoke of a bond forged in battle and camaraderie. Meanwhile, in another part of the battlefield, Goku and Vegeta were facing Takami in an epic duel that defied the limits of known power. With their faces marked with determination and their eyes shining with a fierce intensity, the two legendary Saiyans demonstrated once again why they were considered the most powerful warriors in the universe. His movements were like a whirlwind of quick attacks and precise defenses, each strike resounding like thunder in the energy-charged air.
Vegeta, keep the pressure on! Let's finish this together!
Of course, Kakarot. I'm not gonna let this guy beat us.
The intensity of their confrontation filled the battlefield, making the ground shake with every energy shock. Takami, although powerful, was in a challenging position in the face of the unstoppable combination of Goku and Vegeta.
I'll not underestimate your power, Saiyans. I recognize their bravery, but their determination will not be enough to stop me. My strength is unshakable. My power is unstoppable. Get ready to face the real darkness.
What will happen next? Find out in the next chapter. Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.